Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So I want to go over some news for the Philadelphia Eagles, some topics I want to go over, some really important things, trade deadline. We re-signed a player to the practice squad that we're very familiar with, and other news in general. So let's get straight into it.
We better turn. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
What is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. The Eagles coming off their bye. The Eagles are getting healthier, and it's a great thing to see. But I want to go over some news that has floated around the Philadelphia Eagles, some rumors and what's going on. So a tweet did come out, NFL Rumors, coming out with some information on something going on with the Eagles. I have no idea what's going on, but I don't know if it's a trade for a running back. Is it Brian Burns? What is going on with the Philadelphia Eagles right now? So there's just something going on with this team. And obviously it wasn't the Greg Ward signing that we had, because he ended up getting signed to the practice squad. Yes, guys, Greg Ward is back. Okay, I understand this offseason, OTAs, training camp, Greg Ward was hurt most of the offseason, and JJ was still here, and Rager was still here, and we're getting so pissed off. Like, why is, I understand if a player's hurt all the time, they really don't get their shot. Grant Calcaterra was hurt and didn't play until the last preseason game, and he still made the team. And, I felt like with Doug Peterson, we valued Greg Ward a lot more. And with Nick, we really don't. I think Greg Ward is still so valuable. Could play outside, could play. Is that your inside receiver? You can have as a backup if you really need him. So there could be a time this year where they move him up to the active roster because of injuries or something like that. If Greg Ward is on the field, I definitely have a lot of faith in him to make catches. I really do. Always like Greg Ward, but you miss time, and I guess this is what happens. I think he's been cut off this team 5 times already. Like, he was that big hero for us back in 2019, and then understandably, they just, I don't know. Obviously it's a new regime now with Nick Sirianni, and he might not like Greg Ward as how Doug Peterson liked him and how he valued him a little bit more. But I'm really happy Greg Ward is back with the practice squad. So who knows? Maybe he moves him up for a week or something. You never know what they could do with him. But I know everyone's kind of freaking out because of the punt returns and stuff like that. Are they bringing him up? Are they bringing him back to let him do punt returns? And trust me, we didn't like Greg Ward returning punts. Then after Greg Ward was returning punts and we didn't like it, Rager took over in that Green Bay game. And that was it. He was the punt returner ever since. So really glad Greg Ward is back, because I think he's still valuable. A lot of starting experience, obviously. Can't imagine what he would look like in the slot with all these weapons around him. I think he would shine. I think he would play really well. So interesting to see what they're doing with Greg Ward. I don't know if he signed to another team. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. So, very interesting where they're going with that. Could the Eagles go after a running back? Now, from the Cleveland Browns, they are shopping. They are shopping Kareem Hunt as we speak. Okay, and when we had the joint practices with the Browns, there was still a lot of rumors that the Eagles wanted to go for a number 4 running back at the time. But do the Eagles still want a running back? Do the Eagles want a bruiser back on this team? They brought up, they were supposed to trade for Trey Sermon, and then he was let go off waivers, and the Eagles picked him up. I was like, holy crap, the Eagles got their guy that they wanted. He had 2 snaps in that Jaguars game, and that was it. We haven't seen Trey Sermon since that Jags game, and it kind of gets me a little confused, I guess we could probably say. But Kareem Hunt, I think he just scored. He just scored last game. What would they play? The Ravens last week? He just had another touchdown last week. So it would be really interesting, especially with Miles Sanders on his contract year right now, depending on how many years that Kareem Hunt has left. Short yardage back, and I understand he wouldn't replace Sanders after this year, but adding Kareem Hunt to this lineup, especially if you don't use Boston Scott that much. I thought they used him a little bit more. I liked how they used the running backs in that Cowboys game, probably the most utilized in the running backs that we've seen in a while. I liked how they kind of kept those running backs fresh throughout that whole game, so it wasn't too much put on Miles Sanders, wasn't too much put on any running back. Even though Trey Sermon has not played since the Jaguars game, it would be interesting to bring a valuable player in like Kareem Hunt, and man, would it on 3rd and shorts, you don't have to rely on an RPO or a read option or a QB sneak all the time when you're guaranteed with this offensive line to get a nice push from a short yardage bruiser running back. Sorry, I didn't mean to say receiver before. Bruiser running back like Kareem Hunt. So that's in the cards as of right now. There has been some news flowing around with the Rams right now about Cam Akers. There has been multiple teams contacting the Rams about Cam Akers in a trade, but because I know Cam Akers has requested a trade. He did a couple weeks ago, whatever it was. I'm not the big Cam Akers fan just because I think he has a fumbling problem. So I'm not really big on Cam Akers too much, but obviously if he comes here, I'll be happy about it. They have a reliable guy, but at the same time, the fumbling, the issues are kind of there with him. So it should be, the Eagles have their pick right now, but I don't know if they actually want to sign a running back. I don't know if they're actually into these running backs still. I would love to, but if you add a running back, you're going to have to let go of another player or put them on practice squad or something like that. So who would they get rid of? I honestly don't know. We need depth on our defensive line right now. You need depth on your defensive line. You need depth on your offensive line. You need depth at linebacker because Nakobe Dean's kind of sitting there waiting for somebody to get injured. So you're going to need him. God forbid somebody goes down. Safety, we need it the most because once Kavon Wallace got into a game after Garner Johnson went out, we definitely missed a heartbeat with this defense. The difference that Garner Johnson is making at safety right now is so important because he played nickel most of his career. He wants to get paid as a safety, and that's, this is a contract year for him. So him playing nickel is going to be absolutely not going to be, and obviously, look, I don't mind him playing nickel or safety, but obviously we have nothing behind Garner Johnson and Marcus Epps. So really, when you look at it, you can't take a player away from any position right now. Even if you wanted to, do something and move a player up or whatever you want to do. I don't know what you're going to be taking from. And maybe defensive tackle with Marlon T. I don't know what they're going to do there. So there are plenty of options the Eagles can go. Week 9 is the end of the trade deadline, and we have a little bit more time, and we have a few more weeks. So at this point, what are the Eagles going to do? Do they want a running back? Do they want to go after? Brian Burns is like at the top of my list right now. He really is. And even though if they say he's going to cost 2 first-round picks, I don't think it's going to happen. You guys remember what the Panthers said. They stated that they were offered 2 first-round picks for certain players on that team that they're cleaning house with right now. I think they're bluffing. I don't think that's even true. I think they're only saying that because they're trying to drive up the price for some of those players, saying like, oh my God, other teams are like, oh my God, other teams are offering 2 first-round picks. We need to try to top that. You know what I mean? So I think they're just trying to drive the price up. I don't think anybody's fooled by it when the Panthers did say that. I don't think the Panthers said that. Somebody said that works very close to them. So who knows if it's true, not true, whatever the case may be. Okay, because I don't know if the Eagles are ever going to give up 2 first-round picks. Not for this year, not for 23, and not for 24. Not even a pick for 23 and a first-rounder for 24. I'm just saying, Howie's not stupid. He's not going to go trade for Christian McCaffrey. He offered 1 third-round pick or a fourth. They said a third or a fourth. Whether it was 1 third or a fourth-round pick, that's all he offered. He knows what he's getting into with certain players, and he's not stupid. So this team is not going to be fleeced. But I'm just saying, if the trade deadline is too much right now, he's going to back out of it. He is not going to just give up away all these picks for no reason. Even if he thinks this team is contenders this year in a weak conference right now, the NFC East being a very strong division right now, he is not going to add a player to get robbed. It's not going to happen. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much about it. I will see you guys on the next one. The trade deadline, it's going to get crazy. It's going to get nuts. Guys, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, and I'll see you guys on the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.